Hi there, it's day 125, and today's topic is which alternative can be also possible. I would like to tell you a short story that I lived in my dreams yesterday, but is a really good example, I think, for what I would like to teach you today. So in my dreams, as far as may some of you do not know, I'm Greek, and well, I still have audio cassettes with Greek music. I have a great collection, and in my dreams there was a driver who had my music cassette, and so I went to him to see from which the music is coming, and it was a truck driver with his wife. And as he entered the door, he closed the door, and then I knocked on his door to open, and he wanted to drive away. And then suddenly two other drivers were seeing this and blocked him, so that he was forced to stop to open his door. And then he explained, "Hey, you have my music cassette, my music." And he said, "No, it's not your music." So what? And he said, "Yeah, I have also music cassettes." And he showed me some dozens of Greek alternative music, and suddenly my whole mood shifted, and I was thrilled that he was a person who loved Greek music, and he had very different kind of cassettes from different singers. And suddenly his wife didn't say nothing; she left, and he was there explaining me, and suddenly also his mood changed. So this may sound ridiculous and funny, but there are so many things that we can gain from this short story. So here we are and dive in. The first of all is it gives me a lesson that we are only focusing in a particular moment of time in what sounds most obvious to us. So I'm missing a cassette, somebody has it, so he's the thief. And well, so many times reality is very different, and it's just not obvious because we're not thinking about it. If somebody would say, well, there's also this and this and this possibility, then I would have two, three, four options, and I can choose and say, well, yeah, sure, that's not realistic. Maybe this is. And you can't, I think it's more difficult to change your, to learn how to avoid your thinking. What's easier is to ask always, well, what other alternative can be possible? So if I would have asked these questions and anticipated it, I would have said, well, maybe he's also a Greek fan. And maybe I should have controlled if I'm really missing my music cassette, which was no question at that moment. I mean, it's just the first thought will come, he stole my music, and I didn't even check it out. Well, I can't remember the whole story, afterwards. But, well, this is the most important. I read it yesterday, no, I listened yesterday or today from Dieter Lange. He told also a story, and he said that people who climb a mountain, they always anticipate the alternative. So he knows that if a storm is rising, how to protect himself. He has the necessary tools to dig a hole where he can hide, and he knows how much time it is. He informs himself, so everything that is possible, he anticipates before, and he's so that he's ready when things turn out to be bad. We don't do this in normal life. The next thing that was interesting is how suddenly our mood can change. I mean, I was really pissed off, and he suddenly, just by finding something that made us close to each other, so that was that they had in common the music, suddenly my whole mood changed. And how many times you have heard, and this doesn't happens often, but you are angry because somebody blocked you in the road you wanted to park out, and then suddenly he's a friend of yours whom you haven't seen for 10 years, and suddenly you're so happy to see him. So how is this possible? So maybe because the focus is on wrong side of things. So here is the connection to yesterday, is always the focus that gives you the attention, and the whole thoughts, everything that is coming up is following this focus. So what we can do is also ask every time, well, what else can it mean? Or what alternative can also be true, in order to, just by anticipating it, not being so personal, offended, and approaching things in a different manner. And then suddenly maybe you can gain something from it that is totally different. If you want to make it try, just if you are, meeting somebody you don't know on the road, and just keep smiling happily, you will see that he will usually smile back, and suddenly they can start, they can start not really maybe a friendship, but you meet somebody, you greet each other, and you don't know what will happen later. So everything starts with a small change, by your focus, anticipating that you may be wrong, and suddenly something new can turn out. There's another thought that this whole story brought up, and this is that